Hey everybody, what's going on? KSA Kris here, Real Estate Blitz, and I'm pretty pumped because I got a killer question. You know what? I wonder. Let me see if I can pull that question up specifically. Hold on one second. This one was a really good one, and it came in this morning from a guy out in Boston, and it was freaking amazing. And I'm like, that's a great question. I may not give you the answer that you really want to get. Here it is. I can pull it up right here. You may not get the answer that you want to get, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it as best as I can. Let me pause this because YouTube just takes off running. There we go. Okay, so here's the question that he sent me. It says, "Hi, Chris. What's your advice?" And Ahmed, just so you know, this is for you. I replied back to you and I told you that I would go ahead and do a video on this. So it says, "Hi, Chris. What's your advice if you're a newer agent or office and would like to invest less than 10K?" Let me back that up. "Hi, Chris. What is your advice if you are a newer agent or office and would like invest less than 10K?" Okay, so basically, what would you spend it on? So he wants to get into investing, wants to get into investments. He only has $10,000, and he wants to know what I would spend it on in order to get started in investing as a real estate agent or a new real estate agent office. This is a killer question because I was on the phone with a guy yesterday. Excuse me. I was on the phone yesterday with a guy. He actually is a new investor or wants to get into investing. And he has a 9 to 5, normal job, day-to-day job. I talk to investors a lot. I probably talk to at least one investor a day. Yesterday I talked to 5 different investors. And sometimes they're newer ones, sometimes they're advanced investors. Like I talked to Dean. I'm going to be interviewing Dean soon. Me and Dean's got just a killer in business. He's probably flipping 10 plus properties a month. Making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month off of flipping. I'm going to be interviewing him, talk about how he got into it. He only uses real estate agents to find the property. So I want him to educate us on how he teaches agents to go out and find these properties. But I digress. The advice I would give a new investor is very, very different than what I would give a new real estate agent or even a seasoned real estate agent on how to get into investing. Here's why. A person that has a 9 to 5 job, they don't have chunk money. Let's even say they have some savings or they have, whatever, 100,000, 10,000, doesn't really matter. They aren't able to produce chunk money. They're able to just go to work. They go to work every day. So how I would game it out for them is completely different. You gotta understand, real estate agents, you have the ability to create chunk money. You have the ability to create money every month based off of your ability to go out and prospect, your ability to create more deals or create more opportunity. You're limited only based off of your energy or your knowledge or your hustle, right? The person that has a 9 to 5 job, they're limited based off of their 9 to 5 job. They just make what they make. There's no getting around it. So this is the advice that I gave Ahmed when he hit me up. And I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, brother, but it's, I just read stuff. I haven't talked to you to actually physically hear you, but you can't give me a call. I let people call me all the time. If you have $10,000 and you're a real estate agent and you want to get into investing, I would not spend $10,000 on investing. Okay? I would spend some money on investing, but I'll tell you it's a little bit different than what you may think. You may think, "Oh, well, I just spend money, I put money into this and I'm going to get deals on to invest, whether it's fixed flips or whatever." That's not real for you yet. I would take that $10,000 and I would focus on creating a business on purpose, creating a real estate business on purpose that's going to create 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, or $100,000 a month chunk money that now you can really start getting into investing. It's a little bit different. That's the big reason why. So I started as an investor. I did it backwards. I didn't start as a real estate agent. I was an investor for a long time. I had a 9 to 5 job when I started, but I learned quickly how to create chunk money in the investor side. Well, I wouldn't say quickly. It took me a couple years to start making money. But if I had the ability to create chunk money, what I would have done, and I had $10,000. I really avoided. So in the investor world, let me back up for a second. In the investor world, if you read forums and you go out there, you listen to podcasts or whatever, like they're so negative. I was too. they're so negative on getting your real estate license. Screw getting your real estate license. Why do you want to be accountable to this? Investors are like fearful of getting their real estate license. Most of the big reason why I did, two reasons. Most of the top producing investors that I know have their real estate license. And every time I talk to him, I remember hanging out with Chris Bedgood. I was at this event. It happens every year. I Survived Real Estate. It's an amazing event. Thousands of people show up. It's very exclusive. And he even mentioned, he says, "Yeah, man, I'm with Sotheby's. I'm a real estate agent, and this is, I mean, I spend most of my energy and my time on being an investor, but I also sell up my own properties. I find my own properties. I have access to MLS." Basically, what he taught me, along with a few other guys, Chris Bedgood, if you don't know who he is, he had a TV show called Flipping San Diego. Killer TV show on flipping. Really not always the truth as far as how it goes, but it's TV. And I remember hanging out, actually that same night, I was hanging out with my wife and I, the dude from Flipper Flop, and they've actually bought quite a few properties off of us as well to flip. But I got to hang out, we were drinking with him and talked and asked a lot of questions, and they're real estate agents. So getting a real estate license, it predispositions you. You don't even realize it when you first get in real estate, but it literally is just teeing it up. You should just be able to swing and hit the ball every time if you know what you're doing. It takes some time, it takes some experience, it takes some knowledge to get to that point, but man, it makes it so much easier to be an investor. It gives you so many more opportunities that you wouldn't have if you were strictly just an investor, in my opinion. That's from my experience. But, you know, a lot of people think that's a stupid experience. I replied to one forum, and, you know, of course, "Oh, you don't know what the hell you're talking about." I'm like, okay, whatever. I really don't care. I make pretty good money doing what I do, but, you know, do you. You need to create income. That would be my number one thing. You have $10,000, you want to get into investing. First things first, you need to create income. Don't even consider physically investing until you have about $100,000 of capital, $100,000 in the bank to invest with. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't get into investing. What I'm saying is you should not be dropping your money yet, okay? In fact, I'm going to highly recommend that. You need to jump on Google, and I say it all the time. You need to jump on Google. You need to look up investor groups and investor associations, real estate investor associations in your market. There's going to be monthly meetings somewhere near you. You need to be attending those meetings and sticking your hand out and saying, "Hi, my name is Chris. I'm a real estate agent. I want to become an investor. I'm trying to learn." And I'm telling you, people are going to like rally around you and really help you out. In fact, you'll get business out of it. You'll get listings out of it. You'll get people that want a joint venture with you. They want you to go out there and start helping them find properties. And as you're going out and learning how to find properties, you're going to start learning how to find your own properties in the future. There's a lot you're going to learn from it, okay? And you're going to find a lot of great buyers. I would focus on learning and listening to podcasts. Start focusing on learning and going to these meetings. You have to go to these meetings. But I would not be investing any of my capital until I have $100,000 in the bank, because I would rather take that money, if it were me, and create a real estate business. That's your first business. I do. Treat the real estate business like an opportunity to create chunk money, so you can take that chunk money to put it in other things that will either give you more chunk money, or you can put it into investments that are going to give you passive income. But I would not personally invest my $10,000 until I had $100,000 and I have the knowledge base to start getting into investing. So while you're building that fund, you're going to be learning a lot about the real estate business, on how to generate or create money. Because for every $10,000, let's say I had $10,000 right now, maybe I should do a video on that. What would I do if I had $10,000? What would I do if I had $10K to build a business? I'll probably do a video on that. I would be focused on real estate and building that money. After that, then I would focus on taking my money to create more chunk money. How I create chunk money now is very different from what I used to. I still do flips. I still, we're actually getting ready. I just wrote an offer to purchase some land, $1 million and $10,000 per unit. We're going to be developing 161 homes. It's going to cost me about $160,000 per unit to build, and then we can sell them for $299,000 per unit. It's going to take us about 2 years to build those, plus 58 spec home infill lots. So I do it a little bit differently now from when I started, whether it's spec builds, developments. I do fix and flips, but it's a little bit different now, a lot different. But now I spend a lot of my money or my chunk money on investing in bridge loans and gap funding. And the reason why is because I don't have to do any work. And that's why I talked to Dean yesterday. I think I mentioned that. Dean's looking to get some money. I think it's like $25,000 for 3 months at 12%. So he's going to give me 12% on my money. Think about that. I give 20. Let's say I have 25,000. Okay, or let's use we'll do 25,000. Let's do 100,000 because it's easier to wrap your head around it. So if I'm doing bridge loans on $100,000 every year, and I am getting 12% on my money every 3 months. So if you break that down within a year, that means I could wash my money 4 times in a year, right? And I'm getting 12%. So 12, 24, 48. I'm getting almost 50% on my money. So I'm going to get $48,000 in that year off of my $100,000 for doing no work. I'm not physically knocking down stuff. I'm basically over in my real estate business creating chunk money, right? Still doing and building my business, but I'm investing my capital to create almost a 50% return on my money instead of letting it sit in the bank, instead of going out and buying that new car. I'm actually investing it with other people, letting them do all the freaking labor, letting them divide their attention. I'm not dividing my attention. I'm building chunk money and building a real estate business. So I do it a little bit differently now, but you can create chunk money out of the ways. Fix and flips are a great way, and maybe I'll start talking about all that stuff, but I digress because I'm running way longer than I want to. It's already like almost 12 minutes here. Look, you got $10,000. You're a new real estate agent. Look, be good at being a new real estate agent. Focus that time, energy, and money on becoming a great real estate agent and creating capital every month, whether it's $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month in your pocket, and then set that money aside. When you get to $100,000, now's the time. You should have been learning. You should have been going and learning how to invest. So when you get to that point, you know who to talk to, where to talk to, how to find your own properties, the right contractors, all that jazz. There's a big learning curve. So that's all I got today. As usual, I appreciate you watching. I really do. I just think it's really cool that I started this whole thing with the intent of just trying to educate our agents on our team. And it's kind of turned into this thing where I get people from all over the nation that are calling me or commenting or sending me private messages. And it's just like I'm meeting some really cool people because of it. I just think it's cool. So thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope I'm able to add value to what you're doing in some way. That's why I started bumping it up, and I'm doing one a day. And I think going into December, I might be doing 2 videos a day. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Definitely want to stand up that podcast, start putting it out there. I know I'm on SoundCloud already. If you're on SoundCloud, you can go check out literally everything I'm creating is going on SoundCloud right now. But yeah, just keep checking it out. Do me a favor, like, share, comment. Go and check me out on YouTube. Check me out on Facebook as well. And as usual, I'm going to say it, and I'll keep saying it. I'm not a coach. I'm not a guru. I'm just some freaking guy that got into real estate, has found some success. I don't think I'm the best out there by any stretch of the mind. I've just found some success, and I'm hoping to share it because I feel like if we don't start sharing it with each other and we don't start communicating as real estate agents, we're doing our industry a disservice. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.